Dear Diary. That's how I'm going to start every video moving forward. Thank you to my buddy for making it sound like I have no friends, but he watches my videos, so you know what? He is my friend, and I appreciate you for watching my videos, jabbing me later on. I get it. It's cool, like, at least we built a good friendship, you know? It's funny how we actually met that guy. He, uh, he was a very good doctor to me. We used to call him the doctor, so take it for what it is. Anyways, this is just your crazy guy ranting who's going through a spiritual awakening for the rest of his life. And most people actually like quit in their spiritual awakenings. I get it. Because I gotta tell you right now, my life is like Groundhog's Day over and over and over. And everyone goes, "Oh, well, why don't you change your life? Why don't I go, I did change my life. Instead of, oh, today's Monday, we'll call this Margarita Monday video. Go get your margaritas anytime I do a tangent or go off of track of my tangents, drink. And then when you are absolutely bombed, just be like, yo, this guy's awesome. We should go check out his other socials and try to promote him to people who actually want to better themselves. And then, like, it works for everyone, like, I'll eventually get my business growing. You guys will all remember that these videos are made for you guys to get drunk, listen to somebody who rants, tries to get through life and figures out his own problems. And then once you're like, oh, I think I should probably quit drinking or quit doing drugs or whatever. Whatever you think will make you a better person, then you come and take my course. And then it's like, I can show you my course. I can be upfront with some of the problems that I've gone through. Then you don't have to listen to me on the videos unless you want to just get bombed. So, like, whatever works for you guys. Speaking of which, my name is Dustin Taylor. This is Divinity Virtue. And I really don't have much to say. I think I was going to, I was going to make a video last week. And I think what I do is I make these videos on, like, Friday or Saturday. And I'm thinking, what? The reason I do that is because I probably hype myself up to go out. And then I'm thinking 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, no. The fat kid in me wants to sit at home and just eat. And it's funny because I was like, okay, I can see how all my rants go together, which is really weird because they come to my head, I think about it, and I let it go, which is fair. Sometimes I'll just kind of let things go without thinking about it, which gets me in a lot of trouble. That's fair. So, anyways, so I'm at the gym and I'm talking to this one guy, and he goes, like, man, you're a good looking guy. He goes, thanks, bud. And I'm like, seriously, like, you got the body, you got the personality, you got the job, you don't have any addictions. I'm just thinking, for being like 20, 21, kid's got a pretty good head on his shoulders. Works out every day, does construction, comes to the gym. I'm just thinking, like, and that guy does well. Like, I think he's got a good head, a good foundation. And it's funny because I was talking to someone yesterday, and the individual was telling me, going like, well, when are you going to move to Australia? And I said, like, the world's just not letting me get ahead. And it seems that every time I get ahead, something happens. Prices go up. Like, I can't tell you how hard it is to have the cleanest diet in Canada. Because, like, a bag of fruit cost me $14. And this is frozen fruit. A bag of frozen vegetables, $7. 4 liter milk, almost $7. I eat tuna as my main source of protein. That's $1 a can I get from the dollar store. So like prices are crazy here. And I see why everyone's like worried about like inflation. Because I've talked to a lot of like wealthy people, and even right now they're not comfortable. And I understand it because everyone's kind of wondering where the money's coming from. The money is always in the system. It's just who's going to hold on to it. Who's making those decisions? That's all it comes down to. The money is in the system. There's enough for everyone to go around. And the reason I know this, if you look at how big the world is, I saw a thing that if you were to actually take every individual, it's something like this number, I'm lying. So whatever number I throw out, just drink. It's going to be a lie. I mean, I'm being upfront. Like it's going to be a lie. I'm not fact checking this, and I'm not going to edit the video. So just drink. Anyways, for every say there's 8.2 billion people, it's something like every person can essentially live almost in like a jail cell. I don't know what the exact measurements were, but it's enough that it takes up like not even like the number's so low, it's crazy. It's like literally a bathroom, a bed, and like a sink. And they say that like every human can actually like live that way. I get it because like the job of the human is like every other animal, every other species on this world to build up the world. Our job's not here to like build $50 million houses. Don't get me wrong. If I ever had a chance to build a $50 million house because I got that rich, yes, I would do it. And you can say, oh, but you're in a spiritual awakening. You're not supposed to love 3D material things. You're supposed to love everyone, build up the world for everyone else, and be the best version you can be. Right. But I still live in the 3D world. I still like shiny things. I still like beautiful houses. Sorry. There's a lot of creative people who use their minds and their energies to build those beautiful houses. And you got to think of it this way. If that was their passion to build a $50 million house, do you think that just happened overnight? Probably not. They probably thought about it, then built the web. Thought about it, built the web. Thought about it, built the web. Do you see what I just tried to do? I just tried to show you the game of life. So, why would the government or the educational system try to better you guys? Why would they teach anyone the actual game of life and society? Why would we want anyone to get ahead in this world? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you look at how big the world is and 8 billion people, do the comparison to like, look at an ant hill. Look at how many ants are in that ant hill. You can't see it, but I bet you there's tens of thousands in that ant hill, right? They have their own little world. They build it up. They build together, blah, 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 blah. So if the world actually came and started helping humans and going, okay, here's what we're going to do through the education system. We're going to teach you how to build houses, source your food. Well, hell, if I knew how to build a house and source my own food at the age of 18, wouldn't this world be a really different adventure? Because then you get to focus on who you truly are. Okay? So this is the life game. And this is what I'm trying to explain to people because if the rich are not going to show you how it's done, I've learned it. I'm not rich. Everything I'm doing is by the Google, the back of my hand, just a step, a step, a step, and just trying to be that best like person. But I'm going to show you, and we're going to do this together so that once all these videos come out, you will see how to build a business. You will see how the world is actually run. And you know what? I really hope it changes like people and how they think moving forward. So watch this. So hypothetically, I come out of high school. I've learned how to be a second year electrician. I know how to do drywall, plumbing, know how to do solar panels, heating, carpentry, all that stuff. Okay? And everyone else does the same thing. So now I come out, and every one of my friends or acquaintances or people I know all know how to build a house, know how to run a house. And if universities and colleges and everything else, eh, that is one of the biggest scams of like money in the world. Because if you look at it right now, the people who could go to college and university in the past came from wealthier families. So go into the higher education, learning the finance, the accounting, the engineering, which the computer sciences, which gets you a higher degree, a higher paying job, which allows you to move up in the steps of third world, second world, first world, bottom class, middle class, first class, whatever the classes are. I'm now it's not in my head. Sorry. Drink. You know, I made a mistake. Drink. So, what if you already had 2 years in colleges? You know, instead of making them like weird ass programs, why don't you make it so that like you can finish off your if you did 2 years electrician, you do the next 2 years to become a full on electrician, and then you have a trade, right? So, okay, if that all happened, and they taught people how to do accounting, they taught people how to do marketing, and all that stuff, this world would be a lot more happy. That's the word I'm going to go with. It's happy. And the reason I say this, most people will probably never be able to afford a house in their life. That's almost a guarantee. If you're looking at inflation and everything else, that's almost a guarantee. Ooh, speaking of which, so back to my other rant. See, drink. Like I can pretty much make sure that all these videos, everyone will know I rant, go off my rants, time to drink, make a drinking game of it. That's how we'll blow up these videos. Is I'm telling you to drink, and then when you're done drinking, you come to me, and I'll show you how to be better. At least you get to have fun, and I get to try to build a business, being upfront, honest, and playing to what I used to do. It's like Mondays, Margarita Mondays. Who doesn't need a margarita on Monday? Like, let's get real. Everyone probably just came home and was like, "Yo, what a rough Monday. I could use a margarita, tacos, maybe some salsa music. You're good to go. It's like Margarita Monday." So okay. So, anyways, the person was asking me like, "How come I'm not moving to Australia?" And I said, "I can't. I just can't get ahead. Everything's going." And the reason I'm doing this is because I really want to. I've been for the last 3 years. I've been telling people I'm going to move to Australia. I'm going to move to Australia. I'm going to move to Australia. It's like every time that I had the chance to get out of debt, and it was literally as soon as I got out of debt, I was gone. Zero. Once my debt's at zero and I owed nothing here, perfect. I'm out. I have a plane ticket, blah, 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 blah. And then I use whatever credit I had here to build my life in Australia. That was the plan. So when people are going, oh, well, why don't you just leave now? Like, you'll be a lot happier in Australia. And I go, I'd love to. But here's the deal. And this sounds really weird, but that psychic and that medium, and everyone goes, oh, you're following the path of people. No, I'm not. I'm really not. Here's the worst part is, like I said, there's so many times that I should have been out of debt. There's so many places that I've had interviews for that I don't land the job because I have a finance degree and an economic degree. I'm overqualified for a lot of jobs. So unless I'm working construction or something, and I gotta be honest, the same person who asked me why I don't move to Australia also told me in my life, like, oh, why don't you go into construction? You'll like that job, or it'll work good for you. You like to work out, blah blah blah. No, I hate construction. I hate it. I hate snow shoveling. I hate lawn maintenance. I hate all physical labor, working for somebody, getting your ass handed to you daily for what, $15 an hour, $18 an hour, when they're making like $2,000 off of you, and you make like $150 a day. Ah, no, I don't like that. It's probably the reason I got fired over 100 times, because I don't like jobs like that. I do those jobs because life really sucks. And so now I'm going to teach you guys the game of life. This is the game that they're not going to teach you in school, because why? Why would they teach you this? They taught me this in finance. So let's preach the word. We'll call this Margarita Monday Learning Edition. I don't know. We'll just go with this. So when everyone says like build up your credit, yeah, you should. Okay. So though, here's the deal: if you own a cell phone and you miss your cell phone payment, it hurts your credit worse than anything. You miss your credit card payment, hurts it. Okay. But here's the deal: if you make your cell phone payment, does not increase your credit whatsoever. So cell phones are one of those weird things. So you get a credit card, okay? Make your limit $500 or something. And this sounds really weird, but say you knew that every week you were going to make $1,000, and after bills and everything, rent. So let's say $4,000 a week, or sorry, 4,000 a month. We'll do simple taxes at 30%. So that's what, 1,200. So you're down to $2,800 a month. Say your rent is 1,200. So now you're at 1,600. Say your food's at, I don't know, 800 a month. Now you're down to $800, right? So that sounds really weird, but like if your food was $800 a month, and you knew that you were going to pay for it, blah blah blah, put that $800 onto the credit card, pay it off every month. Okay, and you do that, it'll just go like this. So now your credit's going up. When I came out of university, I think my credit score, and this is going to be a lie, so drink. Remember, every time I say it's going to be a lie, the numbers are probably fudged. But in my mind, I can't find the right numbers. I just not going to. So just drink, rant, different drink. Okay. So when I came out of university, my first time, I'm pretty sure my credit score was like 817 or something like that. Like it was in the 80 percentile. So I think our credit scores are out at 900. Think. I think mine was 817. It must be, because my credit score 2 years ago was 837 or 842. And that was in the 90 percentile. So yeah, so it must have been around that 817 mark. Somewhere around there. 811, 817. I don't know. It's a lie, drink, but it was high enough that coming out of university without a job, I could get a loan for $180,000, or like a mortgage or whatever, with zero down. So 180,000. And the way I did it was that because my mom and my stepdad in Canada, if your parents make more money than most people, or whatever the threshold is, I couldn't get student loans. So I had to go to the bank and get a credit line. So I made it so that my credit line was $5,000. So I knew I had to work during the year, but I also had a credit line for 5,000 to pay for rent, alcohol. I learned that $5 pizzas are the way to go when you're in university. So I'd rack up that 5,000 over the year, even though I have a job, whatnot. So the job was to pay for like rent, food, activities, and then that credit line was to pay for anything else I need to take care of. So my credit card was always paid due to the credit line. Okay, so my credit card was making my credit score go up. My credit line during the summers, if I owed $5,000, I knew during the summer I had to work the entire summer, which would clear off that credit line, clear off whatever my credit card was, and then I'd start again in September. So coming out of university, like I said, my credit score was spectacular, and that's how I did those. I did 4 years of doing this. So now, if you have gone to university and taken accounting or finance, they're going to show you how the rich people actually get ahead in life. And so here's the thing is any of these governments who you're paying to start your business through and they're charging taxes, why? It means your company pays taxes. The salary that you take from the company will also get taxed. See how many times you're going to get taxed? Every single time. The food you buy is already going to have tax. The gas you drive, the gas in your car is going to get taxed. Your house is going to get taxed. Your property tax, income taxes. How many more taxes do we need? Okay? So I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't teach me this, but I had to learn this because I watch a lot of things about like Donald Trump and rich corporations, and you see why they last. Okay, like a company like BlackBerry was the first smartphone on the market and should have taken over. Why didn't they last? Because where their company corporated was, they had higher taxes than companies like Samsung and Apple. You pay lower taxes. You have more money in your bank account in your company. Okay, so here's what they do. Now this is the game of the rich. And this is where they're not going to teach people this, but I'm going to teach you because I need to show people the right way so that everyone has a way of getting ahead in this world. We do this together, and once it works out, something's going on my camera, which is really interesting because I'm watching different colors come through, and I can hear if there's cars or anything going through. So there's something very interesting going on. I don't know if there's something passing through my camera, and I've seen it a few times, which is interesting. The different colors, and maybe I'm just crazy, but I'm pretty good at this. So maybe I'm speaking too much facts. Who knows? So here's the deal: you build up your credit, okay? Look like I did. Just build it up. Pay off a credit line, pay off your credit card every year. Do it for 4 years. Okay? So now that you've done it after university or whenever, if you've been working as a trade, whatever it is, do it for 4 years. Open up your own company. And you go, well, I don't know what I'm going to do for a life. Me either. I'm 39. I've been fired over 100 times. You name any job, I've probably had it. And I've just never gone past mid management level. Any job. I've worked in financial industries. I have not worked in law firms. So I guess lie, drink, sorry, my mistake. But I have had every job: tires, sales, mortgages, insurance, automobiles, labor jobs. Put it this way: I at one time thought I was going to make a book about all the times I've been hired and fired. So I actually sent off a request to the government of Canada asking for like all of my T4s and whatnot. It came back like that. And that was like at 87 fire rate. Okay. And that was probably, oh man, I'm well over 100. And I'm not even happy about this. But in a weird way, I kind of am because of all those times that I've been fired, thinking, what am I going to do next in my life? Keep going ahead. And you stress about it. Most of the times I didn't drink, but then sometimes I eventually just drank and said, fuck, just drink and then move on with my day. And I'm thinking, if I've been fired over 100 times, they say you haven't lived life until you've been fired once. I've lived too much life. I'm living life for everyone. Speaking of which, I work out for 3 hours a day at the gym. I tell everyone at the gym, I'm just doing the cardio for everyone else, you know? I still can't get that six pack. I'm actually at that point where I'm starting to watch like the stomach come in, and it's interesting. So that's a new way of seeing the body just change. And today's what, July 8th? By September 1st, I might be like that far away from the six pack. It might be just like the inner fat that actually makes the abs, you know, like the fat that just makes it look lean down, but not like defined. Yeah, so I'll be very close. I don't know how close, but it'll be close. But yeah, so what you do is you build up a business. And now I'm doing this right now. I could probably I could probably get up to $150,000 worth of credit, depending where I'm at. I make enough payments. I know where my debt's at. I'm not happy about where my debt's at, but I know that if I can get this business going by say October, November, I could probably have that debt paid off within 4 months, in all honesty. And that would be the game is that if I can pay off all the debt and actually have this company with a successful funnel of clients that can keep me moving, so that once I get to Australia, I just every day I at least do a session with 10 clients. That's what my goal is. And at least I'm making money and I can start building and then I can show people that once you have money, it's really easy to make more money. Like I just, I spent all my money on the worst things, the instant gratifications, the stories, the parties. I did it wrong. And I'm 39. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm doing this the right way this time. And I make sure this debt is at zero so that if I ever do leave Canada, and if by some weird chance I ever come back, at least there will be an open path where my credit's good and I can rebuild if that ever happens. And that's the reason I'm not moving straight to Australia because I do need to pay off this credit. I need to pay off everything I owe here. And if it's going to take a little bit more time, that's fine. And that's the interesting part because the psychic and the damn medium, if they're telling me who I'm supposed to marry, they've already told me you're not going to marry your twin flame, which I know that, which means that they've already seen the future path of me. Means that I'm stuck here for at least another year minimum. You know how bad this is? I had enough money 3 years ago, and I told one of my buddies, I said, dude, I think I'm gonna move to Australia and just do my last semester. I got 15,000 in the bank. I could probably get a job down there. Sure enough, I fall in love 2 weeks later. But I should have listened to my initial thought, but I didn't. And that's another thing. If your mind tells you to do something and you got the money, don't just say no, just do it. Because maybe that initial thought is something that it's all coming down to timing, right? Because if I would have taken that step, I don't know where my life would be right now, but I didn't, which means that I now know I'm stuck here and I have to do things the right way. I have to build up this company because if I'm moving to Australia, it's going to be tough to get to Australia. I'm pretty sure it is. Like, permanent residency costs $4,500. Plane ticket's going to cost me $2,100. Rent for 3 months is going to cost me 10 G's. Let's just say. Food, I don't know, say 1,000 a month. I can live pretty cheap. I know how to eat my food cheap, especially if we're in Australia. I know that fruits and vegetables, which is growing there, is a lot cheaper. So that could probably save me. Close to the ocean, I can eat lots of fish. I could probably get away with actually a cheaper diet down there than I can in Canada. Middle prairies, where we got beef. We got lots of beef. We like our beef around here. So if I do it right, I just don't. I just know that right now the world, millionaires, billionaires, they're all kind of worried about their businesses. They're all worried about the money. Cash flow is not the same right now. Certain countries probably have a lot more cash because they stockpiled it and they're just waiting, which is the smart thing to do. Like, here's the game. And this is the reason why United Arab Emirates and Dubai and Qatar, Saudi, all those places are doing really well right now because they stockpiled all this cash, didn't spend it, didn't spend it, didn't spend it. And now that every other country who's trying to grow up their countries has gone into overspending, they now have to cut back or either tax people to regain everything and make the balances because that's how the world works. Everything has to balance high, low, come back to the balance. So places like them, they've done it smart. They know the economics. That when you're in a recession, that's when you spend. When there's the heck's the opposite of a recession? When there's a surplus, there's an actual word. Once again, drink. I'm not going to edit this video, and I don't remember the word. Recession and growth, bull market. I don't know. Whatever the other word is. Like I probably just gave you 5 different variations of the word, but I just can't remember the word. So, anyways, that's the keys. When there's a recession, if you got money, spend it. When things are going really good for you or the country, save it. You do the opposite of what everyone else is doing, and you will hit every target, every market. You'll be better off in the long run. So now here's the deal. So I gotta go back to showing people how to build a business. I'm doing this all by myself. I'm still waiting on my banking, which is 7 weeks. Absolutely nuts. Can't believe 7 weeks. But you know what? Rich people do it. There's no way that me making this mistake. I'll just go to my bank tomorrow. I'm just gonna say, hey, you know what? You guys need to do something. You guys need to talk to the bank, head up, whatever. Like you're telling me that all the banks don't talk to each other? They do. There's a central banking system. So you know what? We're not playing games. As of tomorrow, shit gets real. I'm getting this done because I wanted to be at the Calgary Stampede this week. I just another tangent, another drink. Just drink. I want to be at the Stampede this week to market myself, build my brand, build me, show people 400 pounds to this, what I do every day, so you can see my social medias. Get my new business card, which is awesome. I might recommend Vice. So what you do is you fill out all this information, your profiles, add pictures, what you sell, your products, your socials, this, and then when you come up to somebody and you talk to them, and they go, "Oh, if they want a business card," you just go, tap, boom, done. All that information is on their cell phone. That's the new wave. You never have to pay for business cards ever again. Saves like trees. You get your own like it's not a UPC code, but your own code, which I've checked before was like $500 just to pay for your own code, which means what they've probably done is they've paid for enough of a big service that you're getting the discount and you don't have to pay every month for a new code. You just got to hope that this company stays up. And if not, then you hope that they probably get bought out by someone and everything keeps going. So as the business thing goes, man, I've done a lot of tangents. You guys should be drunk by now and on like your 6 margaritas. Let's get real. So the way the business works is now that you've built up your own personal credit, you build up a business. And like I said, people are going to go, oh, I don't know what I can do, what not, blah, blah, blah. Me either. I had lots of friends tell me, oh, well, why don't you open up a lawn care company or why don't you do this? I'm going, no. Like, that's good for you because you know that you're a hard worker. You can put in the effort, the time. It's a job that doesn't take any like brain power. You'll make good money, but you have to work hard and you have to do a lot of crappy jobs. I'm not that guy. I'm honest with myself. I am not that guy. So no, it just can't work that way for me. For me, what would be the perfect job for me? This was no lie, a stage in my life that was absolutely amazing. I'd wake up, me and my ex girlfriend, I'd drive her to work. Then, because I knew that everyone who at like 8:39 at the casino were coming off their shifts, and they were taxi drivers, Orientals, whatnot, or like oh people who clean, um, maids, but they were all Orientals. And the interesting thing about the Orientals, you'll see them in the casinos in Calgary, and that's the flock of the people. And I don't know if it's because Orientals like to gamble or what. They must just love money. That's probably what it is. People just love money. So they're coming off their shifts, cleaning, taxi driver, whatever, and they go to the casinos because they might have split shifts. That's what I noticed. And I always go to the casino 8:39 in the morning, and I go for about 3 hours until noon. And because I'm fresh, I just woke up, everything. I take these guys' money, guys, women, everyone. I take all their money. I was making like anywhere where thousand, $2,000 a day playing poker. So that it's noon. I go, work out. I actually had an elliptical at home. So I go home, work out for 2 hours. Smoke the biggest bowl. I'm not lying. So I'm just telling you guys how I did my life. Smoke the biggest bowl, 4 o'clock, go pick up my girlfriend or my ex-girlfriend at the time, come back, buy food, drink, and I do it all over again. And it's probably not the healthiest lifestyle whatsoever, but my time was used very well. I make lots of money. I work out. We ate good and we drank good. Like she had to go work for 8 hours a day, where I was working for like 3 hours playing poker, and I was doing fixed limits. So I'm not doing all in. I'm doing like two and $4 tables. So your big blind's $4. So if somebody raised you $8 and you got like pocket aces, you're going to play. But if you're in no limit and somebody raises you $300 and you go, oh, pocket aces, let's go, we're playing. The guy's got 5-2 and hits 2-2-5. Well, you just lost $3,000. I do have stories about that too. I eventually got into the no limit, and there was a run where I had pocket aces, not 13 times in a row, but like 13 different days, 13 times that I had aces. I lost to bad beats. 5-2, King Jack, big money. Like I'm talking like $1,000 all in pre flops. $2,000, $3,000, big money. I lost big money on the no limit, so I'm good. I don't need to gamble that much anymore. I know how to make my money. I know how to constantly invest my money so your money makes your money. People are assets. So if you learn to build yourself up and then build others up, that's the game. That's really the game. But to get back to like the world game, so now I can make $150,000 where I'm just living my life. My life is now almost the same as where it was before, except for I wake up, I do 3 hours at the gym. I eat exceptionally well, healthy. So my food bill is probably the exact same. I do not drink whatsoever. I make YouTube videos, I make TikTok videos, and I work on my business. And you're going to go, well, how do you pay for your bills? Okay, so I do door knocking, and if I get sales, I get good commission from it. But if I don't, it is what it is. So I know where my debt's at. And I have talked to a bankruptcy lawyer. I think I said that on one of my other videos. And he goes, nope, I'm not going to give you bankruptcy. He goes, I want you to take it as high as you can. He goes, enjoy your life. Don't worry about things. It'll be your first bankruptcy. It's easy to handle, yada, yada, yada. He didn't say it all that kosherly, but he was very reassuring with his words. And he just said, work on your mental health. Just try to be the best person you can be. He goes, I get it. Things are tough right now. They must teach lawyers how to like console and console, drink. I messed up there. I don't know, console people, console people. And yeah, he just goes, you know what? Things are hard. recessions are here. He goes, I get it. People are struggling right now. He goes, take your credit as far as you can take it. He goes, at the end of the day, you don't own anything. And even though I own a company, if I claim bankruptcy, you're claiming bankruptcy on yourself. Okay? So then that's what Donald Trump did. Depending how he did, he's either claimed bankruptcy on his businesses, and then that one business just goes under, and he transfers all this stuff to a new business. So it could be like Trump the 10th, whatever the next business is. You can see that. And if not, just go through Google. There's times that he got caught with one of his companies, and it was in something of the New York cases. And then within that night or day, the company was shut down and a new company was open. You got the money and you know the people who could do it. It's done. Those those boys and girls who are in the big game, they know what they're doing. They got people on every level set up for them. It's just make a call, done. Oh, this is what it needs. This is what it costs. Done. That's how they get ahead. So if he's claiming bankruptcy, he's claiming bankruptcy on a company. If he's got 300 companies and one makes $2 billion, on all the rest somehow he loses $2 billion because he has to plug it in here and there. That's the game. So all they're doing now is essentially I'm playing their game. I've built up my credit. My bank's not going to ever let me default. That's the freaking funniest part because week and a half ago, no, yeah, maybe a week and a half ago, they go, oh, you've been making your payments. We're really proud of you. We're going to up your credit to $18,000 more. And I'm just thinking, of course you are. Because in this time, you know how bad this world is. You're going to look at my previous records since I was 15 years old. And you're going to say, he always has paid off his debts, even when it gets racked, even when it gets this high, even when he's had houses, blah, 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 blah. He's one of those types of people who will always make sure he doesn't default. We should just keep going. We should just up his limit, up his limit, up his limit. All right. Difference though is now I know the game. So you guys are up in my limit, up in my limit, up in my limit. You guys are on hold for my spending now. I'm not going to spend extravagantly. I'm going to do the game. I'm going to build up my business. And I'm going to work as hard as I can on my business. I'm going to work hard on my diet. I'm going to work hard on working out. I'm going to work hard on being the best person I can be. Everything I do is to build up this brand, build up this business. Every step it should get me further and further and further. And what if it doesn't take off? Okay, well, you know what? This company now has $150,000 in it. I will claim personal bankruptcy on myself. All right. First bankruptcy, 9 months. You got to make $200, $500, whatever the payments are, whatever. Okay, well, you know what? Surprise! I took out $5,000 so that I could cover this bankruptcy. Here, if you need it in 9 months, just take each payment after a month so that it looks like it's paid for. Whatever. I got enough friends that I know who have gone through bankruptcy. My one guy, it's funny because I talked to him and the way he tells me some of his stories, I go, we think two different ways. And I'm thinking, the fact that you've thought about these conversations, if you were to go into bankruptcy again, what you would say to the judge, I'm going, that's crazy. Because, like, I don't know. Like, that's a whole different, like, thought process that you would actually consider having those thoughts about if you went in front of a judge about bankruptcy in case it ever happened again. I don't know. I'm not rich. I don't never ran a successful company, so I don't have to worry about those thoughts or those conversations yet. I'm not in the big boys club yet. Yet we'll get there. We'll get there. So anyways, the reason I can't move to Australia, and this goes back to that rant that should have been 30 minutes ago, is because I want to make sure everything's kosher. I want to pay off everything here, make sure I have this business good. And if it doesn't take off, I've told people, I said, I'm just going to just make sure that this goes as far as it goes. If not, then I'll just take the business. There'll be $150,000 worth of credit in there that I can use the business to go invest in like a sea-doo and boat rental. I don't want to be that guy, but I don't really want to work hard. I'd rather have the gym work hard on just being a good person and just building up life. I don't need anything else anymore. This is, you know what? Like I played the game wrong the first time, the first two or three times actually. So you know what? This time I'm going to do it right. And at the end of it, I'm 39. My only goal should be leaving a legacy, and that gets me where I'm stuck on this path. And that's the thing: is if a psychic and a medium both know my ending, that means I'm stuck in Canada for a while, which means I know that this business doesn't take off for a while, which means I just gotta keep going with the thought process. Get through the storm, there's light at the end. Get through the storm, there's light at the end. Life is already set out. Like there's a lot of people that look at my Facebook and go, "Wow, you just trash on yourself and you're unhappy in life." And I go, "Sure, that's probably true, and I probably can't deny it. But the reason it's probably better if I trash on myself and just keep working out, keep trying to be better, keep trying to build up stuff. Even if things don't go right, I'm not taking out any of my anger, animosity, aggressions on anyone else." Huh, 3 days. That was special. Anyways, that was really interesting, actually. I don't know why my thought process went that way. But yeah, so you know what? It's okay. This is the game. I want people to understand this. At the end of the day, whatever the world's told you, listen to me. I'm not probably right, but I'm just telling you that if your first bankruptcy, that's the key. Just build up your credit, pay everything off. Build up your credit, pay everything off. Build up your credit, pay everything off, right? And then once you got a high enough credit, take that credit and build up a business as far as you can build it. So now you use one credit to the next credit. Because if you have your own business and you do it my way and you go offshore and you make sure that it's a legit business, even if you did a landscaping company in Canada, but your company's based in Seychelles, hypothetically, and like you could subcontract as your own company underneath the main company. So then the subcontracting company will only have to pay tax. The main company doesn't. But then you can also say, hey, well, he paid for this. We can plug it over. That's where you would get a nice accountant. Ooh, and speaking of which, this gets really interesting. So, for whatever reason on LinkedIn, I'm getting a lot of attention on LinkedIn. And it seems like the timing and the people that are adding me out of the blue are very interesting. So, as soon as I created Divinity Virtue, I had a guy from a trademarking copyright company add me on LinkedIn saying, like, hey, I want you as a connection. Done. Accepted that. Today, and I'm thinking because I don't have my company up, but I had to pay for my accounting, and I did it all myself. Just Google saying where does this go, how does it go, and I did step by step. So everything I've spent, I've just put into credits, debits, under balance sheets, finance sheets, everything. And you're going to go, aren't you a finance major? Yes, but I've been out of the degree for 3 years, and not one company has hired me. So which means everything that I learned in that degree is probably in here, but now it's probably under a pile of cobwebs. So I have to literally go back to Google and go, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Let's do it this way, boom, 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 right? So it's going to take me a little bit longer, but my accounting and my financials should be like 98% correct. And then I paid for somebody who is, and this is where the tangent goes, the guy who added me today, he's a CPA, chartered professional accountant, which is Crazy. That means that now I have a CPA who added me on my Facebook. And if my accounting is done, say 95, 98% at the end of every 6 months, and I send it to him, he only has to work for half an hour. I don't know what accountants charge. $200, $400 an hour? It's only going to cost me $200, $400, whatever it is. It's going to be a lot cheaper than if I have to send off everything and they have to figure out where the receipts are. This. His life's easy. He just goes, boom, that was a quick $200 out, right? Like, let's make life easy. But did they teach us all this in school? No. They don't want people to get ahead. That's not the game. The game is to have people, make them build up the world, and those who know the game get ahead, and the rest are just workers. I'm sorry, but it's true. The two things that should be free in this world is education, showing how to live life, build a home, grow sustainable food, build a business, and healthcare. Those are the only things that should be free in this life. Everything else, hmm, imagine that. Whatever. I'm probably crazy. My name's Dustin Taylor. I'm crazy. Whatever. Anyways, so this was a long video, 51 minutes. I really had nothing to talk about. And then it's like when I hit play, I'm like, all right, it's go time. What can we talk about? What can we get off our mind? Who can we throw under the bus? Who do we want to talk about that will probably bring it up later on in the future going, quit talking about me. I'll go, I didn't say your name. I'm sorry. I just got to get stuff off. But let's go back to the gym because there's a few things that I want to tangent about. So, drink. Anyways, there's this one lady. She's like a front desk worker, whatnot. I've had like three, four, five. I don't know how many. It's enough. I can tell you in my last two or three conversations with her, I just think to myself, I'm going, okay, you're in customer service at a gym. You're not hot shit. You're not. In fact, and this is going to be really cringy because I don't know how people get jobs at the gym if they're not in the best of shape. Because in my mind, the stigma is we want people who work out at the gym to promote our gym to show the healthy lifestyle, not somebody who might be have extra energy with a bad attitude and personality working at the gym. And the reason I'm saying this is because, okay, now this is all my ego. I am sorry, but sometimes I do things to pep myself up and I do like to be acknowledged. And that is my ego. I am sorry, but it's the truth. So when I say I work out every day for 3 hours a day, you can check out my TikTok, which is like 45 seconds to a minute every day, showing 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours with some nice music. And so in my gym, they have a thing where they put on who's worked out how many days or how many times they've come to the gym, etc., etc. And for the month of June, there's 30 days in June, and the very bottom person was 27, and my name's not on the board. And so I talked to the girl and I go, hey, for my ego, how come my name's not on the board? And she goes, what do you mean? I'm like, well, there was only one day I missed in June, and that's because I was doing a double shift for one of my buddies. So if I'm working 12 hours, I don't really want to go to the gym. That was kind of my logic. I was already doing 12 hours of work. And she goes, oh, well, if you need to make a complaint, you can talk to the manager and whatnot. I'm going, over a board? I just asked you, I said, how do you guys do this? Do you not check who, like, scans in or whatnot? I said, for me, I've been here for over a month and a half, and everyone knows me, but nobody knows my name. Everyone goes, who's the guy who does cardio? Who's that person? Who's that person? They all come up and talk to me. I would like to be on the board just so that people go, oh, the 3 hour cardio guy is Dustin Taylor. He's here every day. But somehow I'm not. And for my own ego, like I said, I was there for 29 out of 30. Just FYI. Anyways, so that was that. And it's just her personality so tough. It's like she just thinks she's like this. And it's a very interesting gym because like she thinks she's hot shit. Like I can't even say she's got a good personality. And that's the worst part because like the common like thing is like oh that person probably has a good personality. Like as the offbeat of something. No, she doesn't even have a good personality. Ugh, like people who wear masks around me, I'm not happy about it because I see through it. I see the fakeness. I don't know. Maybe that's me. I'm expecting too much out of people. That's on me. Everyone's got to do their own journey. I get it. I get it. I just expect too much. That's me. I get it. Anyways, then the guy who's like a fitness trainer or whatever, he's back. How are you telling people how to work out? And I watch him and I'm just thinking, today he had a guy who was probably 65 years old. And if this 65-year-old still has the mentality of I need to like pump heavy weights, he did two and a half plates, so that's 90, 180, 230, 275 pounds once. I'm just thinking, what are you doing? You're trying to make this 65-year-old guy lift 200 plus pounds one time? What's that going to do for him? Like, giving him his personal record? Like, what a stupid trainer. I just, whatever. I don't know. Incompetency. I found out the other day if you want to become a fitness trainer, you literally all you have to do is there's a course online. It takes like 6 hours. Pay for the course, whatever the price is, $100. Probably lie there, drink, done. If you pass the course, you can be a personal trainer at the gym. What? I might have just missed out in like an easy ass career. Because if this is how this guy trains people, damn. Anyways, um, yeah. And my final rant: this gym has a lot of interesting like Bible thumpers, and the reason I say that is because everyone thinks I talk to the devil for listening to a psychic and a medium. And I'm thinking, like, if those two didn't tell me how good my life is going to be, knowing that I'm almost bankrupt, well, now I know the game, so it doesn't really matter. Sober for almost, shit, 30 months, 31 months, no addictions, that I'm going to be successful, I'm going to have a company, that I'm going to have a beautiful wife and kids, and I'm going to live in Australia. If they're the devil, he's a really like nice guy, like telling me like how dare you get through your bankruptcy and almost want to like kill people or kill yourself or just get beat down by everything in life and want to have a beautiful family and leave a legacy and live in Australia and just swat bugs away from your wife's face for the rest of her life while you guys are on a beach just talking and falling in love. Well, that sounds pretty hellish. How dare him go through those two people and tell me that right now, where I am in my dark path, twin flame, who is the devil, I did talk to somebody who had a spirit so attached to him, offered me guaranteed deals from the devil. Oh, I can't find a job, getting played on, and I'm living in my grandma's basement, and that's life. And yet, those two people who are speaking from the devil are telling me how good my life's going to be after the storm. It's going to be the most beautiful rainbow in the world. Imagine that. Anyways, this is 1 hour, and I had nothing to talk about. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I hope you guys had a great Margarita Monday drink. And this is Dustin Taylor. I am Dustin Taylor. Should probably learn that. I am Dustin Taylor. This is Divinity Virtue. Please check out my social medias. LinkedIn's kicking 56 views every week. That people. I know this company's going to eventually take off. When people are ready, I'm ready. My course is ready. You just gotta be open about it. Even if it's just one thing that you want to fix, one or two things, we can work. Excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups. We can work together. That being said, check out my social medias: LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, divinityvirtue.com. My name's Dustin Taylor. Take your losses before you become the boss. Try to be 1% better each and every day. Try to help others to grow, succeed, and be the best versions they can be. Everything happens on divine timing. Sorry for an hour video, but Margarita Monday. Let's go. Get drunk. Have a great day. God bless. Amen.